So, welcome back, guys. Up to episode 17, I think? Might be 18. I might have to edit that in, because my memory's terrible. But, what I do know is that we should have a little base down here to deal with. Ooh, first might actually quickly slap something really temporary together here for a fortress. So, it does bug me that it has to be done that way. I don't know if there's a better way. If anyone does know of a better way, please let me know, to set up a fortress than having to set up another vehicle that's just going to fall down there and then I'm going to delete it afterwards. It's kind of annoying. Alright, so we're going to try not to make it too big and just set it up so it can start getting resources from this place. Now, we're just going to need simple... I mean, I do kind of want to go electric, to be honest, just so it doesn't use energy to do what it's got to do. The primary thing is about having enough RTGs to keep it running, as it does take a bit of power to do that. Alright, electric engine, and then we need material storage. Okay, there should be plenty of material storage for now. As far as I'm aware, there should only be about that much in the zone, just to be safe. And then, material gatherers. Yeah, I think it was generating, I believe it said 6, but it doesn't appear to be 6. Looks like that's actually dropping it, so it might only be 5 resource generation per second. Yeah. Alright. So this should be basically fine to do its thing. I mean, the more of these we have, the less power it uses. So, there we go, we should be fine. Are we using our reserve? No. No. Like, we're not touching our reserve now, we should be fine, I believe. So, it doesn't appear to be going back up, I mean, but... c'est la vie. Alright, that should run. That should be fine. Okay, alright, just leave it like that. Fortress, okay, so we're going to pull you out of play. Then there's this vehicle, which needs to get scrapped. That is the, yeah, the individual block. I honestly don't know of any other way of doing that. Bugs me a bit, but meh. Ooh, okay, so we are very low on fuel on the command ship. So what we might have to do, play these forces again, is set something up so it can hold a bit of fuel, and it should be able to dump a bunch over. How do I want to go about this though? I think this is probably the best way to do it. That should be enough to deal with it for now. So this can be stocked back up once we have our, what's it called, transport cargo plane, as it'll move much quicker than the cargo ship and can actually bring resources over here. So all we got to do now is pull these forces out of play, chuck it into resource group 1, keep no fuel at all. Alright, and there we have it. So this ship is back up to 17,000. That's not right. Command ship naval test 0. You should be keeping super high levels of fuel. There we go. Okay, that's better. 30,000. Alright. We're solid now. Okay, we're gonna take these forces and we're gonna move them down this way. Now, the fighter I'm gonna keep up here temporarily, just in case something tries to come from above here and hit the resource zone. So we don't currently have anything to protect it yet. But we should be able to make a bunch of resources here if I play this right. So the plan's going to be essentially to attack with this vehicle, but to keep it as far away as possible. I'm going to start sailing it actually away from the place, taking manual control of the guns and trying to damage what I need to damage on them. Then sort of dump the vehicle with the guns turned off, swim over, quickly try and take over each of these buildings that should be sitting over here that should be worth a bunch of resources. Scrap all but one, which I'll fill up with resources, as I don't think the command ship will even be able to hold all of what we're looking at making. But yeah, we should be right. It should give us a bunch of resources so we can actually set something up at this fortress to protect it and continue moving on. I'm just going to kind of assume that if I continue over to the right here, I can continue hitting more of the deep water guard stuff. But that might not be the case. So, at this point we're flying blind. I haven't actually done this before. At all. So, cargo ship's still slowly hauling a bunch of fuel back over to this side. At this stage it's easier to build fuel than it is to haul it, but as I said before, once we've got the Straussland built, we should be fine. We can start diverting all the resources we're making here. No materials. But are you producing them? Yeah. We're not producing them quickly enough, are we? Okay. See, what we really need is at some point, once we've got our cargo plane around, we can use that to also pick up materials and bring them back to the bases. And sort of produce units with that and send the units out. For the moment, that's a little difficult to do with a really slow cargo ship. I should just build something to be able to haul the resources cheaper than that cargo plane, but I mean, 200 meters per second, like that's pretty decent. That's going to be game changing. Alright, so there's a swordfish there. Should be able to demolish that in a fight, I believe. And it's worth a bunch of resources. Alright, so I might try and lure the swordfish out, down it, try to commandeer it, and then go for the buildings. So, let's see how we do. Yeah, I'm just going to quickly save it up just to make sure nothing goes wrong. I know I'm usually being overly cautious, but I have had stuff crash out on me before and so forth, and I just hate losing lots of progress. Alright, so I'm going to move you over here, facing that way. Make sure I'm on board. I could pull these forces into play, which is crazy, because I couldn't do that over a decent distance with my other unit before, so I think there may have been something else wrong. Much as I would like to bring the fighter in and muck around with it, we need to use this to deal with this. Alright, so let's see how we go. You should be set to off. Oh god, it's loading all of its ammo. That's gonna use so much resources. Alright, so turning this bugger around. What have they got set down for? Whoa! What's over this way? The hell? Okay, hang on. Let's stop the ship. What am I fighting over here? Is this some kind of tank or something? Nope, that's a naval ship. And it is on its side. There's also a snap jaw. Okay, so that's going to be a potential problem. Okay, now those cannon shots should make it. Nope, close enough. Alright, so what's coming in next? I mean, I could have commandeered that, but meh, it's not worth it. The snapjaw, that's worth commandeering. Now, let's see if we can get a well-aimed shot off with that. Regardless, though, we're going to want to move a bit, because they got some pretty quick firing guns. Okay, they're not going to be able to hit. So, oops. May have had my game sound up. Alright. Those should be landing. Come on. Ah, god damn. Massive overshoot. Alright. Come on. Land, land. Oh, so close. Oh, we really need these shots to be landing. So did not realize there was going to be this much getting thrown at me already. Okay, I should be able to use the AA guns already, to be honest. I'm just worried about her returning fire, because that thing hits fairly hard. What we really want to hit is that. Oh, looks like we've taken a couple balloons off. I don't know if that means we may have landed a couple of good shots or not, but I mean, we can always hope. Geez, we've already taken enough damage that we've used almost all the resources we brought with us. Didn't see the snap drawer over here. If other forces are going to get pulled into the fight, I wish there was a way of knowing beforehand. That would be pretty helpful. It's going to take us a while to cover any decent ground here and actually get close enough to land some good shots, but I mean, we're landing a couple here. It looks like. What we need really is to hit those. Yeah. Okay, now we're landing good shots. Alright. She's tilting over. We should be able to cripple her into that ground there, hopefully. Come on. I need to set fuses. I haven't set up fuses on this ship yet. And it needs it bad. Alright, so what I'll do... I'm going to do something a bit crazy here. While it's running, I'm going to try and attach a fuse to each of these. So, from this end, we got... Oh man, where am I going to put these fuse boxes? Because that's going to be tough. I can't let anything connect up to each other. So these have to stay a block apart. Wait, they've got a fusing box. Aha. It's not set up for time from launch. Okay, alright. So all I need is a connector for each of the... Okay, alright. Let me try some. We don't have the materials anymore. Crap. Okay. Ah, damn it, I had the guns selected so they weren't even trying to fire. Whoops. My bad. 3,000, that's it. Look at all the spam of crap that's missed from them. Alright, so now I guess we're shooting at whatever the hell's spawned over there. Cool. We're gonna stop that. We're gonna fix this stuff up, we're gonna get our ammo done, and we're gonna try and nail it. Oh, the airship's not out. Okay, good. Alright guys, we got a couple things that are spawned in. God, I hope there's not more ships, more airships upon airships, chilling out waiting somewhere. Okay, this thing's gonna need to get crippled. So I gotta hold my aimer here for a brief amount of time just to get the aiming right. Fire. Alright, so that should have fired our cannons. I hope we don't get hit here. We don't have the resources to spare. Those are more of its shots. Okay, so we didn't fire our cannons. We just kind of launched a bunch of torpedoes. Crap. Alright. Come on, I'll go. You gotta get over there. Okay, so I've got its guns turned off now. Should be able to just select the cannons. Okay, so now the only thing to worry about is that bloody seabird thing. Okay, so I'm going to switch you off so you don't keep pummeling that fortress. It's worth a bunch of resources. Okay, alright. So, we should be able to deal with that swordfish. I hope we can. But, looks like everything's crippled, so what I might do is I'll skip ahead to where we're on land and we can actually take over that thing. Actually, no. You know what? I might just end the episode here, as basically time to end it anyway. And then, yeah, when we start next episode, we'll be over there on the land and we can take over those little buildings and Bob's your uncle. We should be good. Alright, so I'll catch you guys then.